DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat. Mixers, welcome back to another episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as mlNikon. Let's say hello to our other Vixens. First up, we have the lovely Lumi. Hi, Lumi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm peachy.
Peachy. Good. Good to hear you. And we have the TheJuiceFairy, Jennifer Winstead.
I'm muted. Hey
You
guys,
are muted. Hi. How are you doing?
Festive with a background.
Yeah, I see that. You
for
got
the
the whole
first time.
cornucopia and stuff behind you.
Yeah.
Very nice. And last but not least, we've got Mixtress Rin. Hi, Rin.
Hi.
Hi. And we're joined by two of our guest judges today. We've got, well, one's not a guest. I keep calling you a guest, Sam. But I hope you don't get a complex. I keep calling you a guest, not a guest. You're one of us now. One of us. One of us.
I can't get any more of a complex than I already have. Don't worry.
How are you doing, Sam?
Doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing great as well. Have I mentioned lately how I just love the cut of your jib? I just like this going down. You know, you're awesome, and I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too. You guys are awesome. This is a fun week. I'll tell you that. I had a lot of fun with it. So.
Also, I can't wait to hear more about it. But first, we have to introduce our actual guest judge, Fresh. How you doing, Fresh?
Doing good. Doing good. High five. You said
Thank
very.
you
You said very.
so
You said very nice.
Very nice.
Very
You got a high
nice.
five.
Thank you so much for being here. You rock.
Oh, anytime. Anytime.
We appreciate you.
I love you guys. So anytime you need me for anything, just
I
let me know.
appreciate you the mostest.
Well, thank you, Lynn.
I don't know. We'll all have, you know how kids go around the room fighting about who loves who the most? That's what we'll do over Fresh.
No, I love Fresh the most.
She's sucking up real bad because I'll give her some shit on Tuesday.
Motherfuckers, I got guns. You don't want to try to fight me over Fresh.
I got more.
I bet I can almost bet I have more than you.
Hey, there's enough Fresh to go around, lady.
I'm a little person. I'm not sure about that.
I'm pretty sure if I sat on Fresh, I would cover him in full.
Sure, if I sat on him, I'd flatten him.
I'm pretty strong for a little dude though. Like I can
You're like
you guys up and over my head
you make
and
it work.
spin each other around. It'll be fun.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys
Some
have
great
a good
mental
weekend?
imagery.
There you go. Now Rollinson man's getting in the conversation.
Yeah,
There
of
you
course.
go. Did you guys like mixing this week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There was a couple I was like, ooh, that's some tricks I might steal.
Ooh,
Nice.
I like to hear that. I want to know what those tricks are.
I only had to order one flavor.
Oh, that's
Wow,
good.
nice. I still ordered like 35, but I only
Of
had
course. I mean, but you only had to order
I
one.
only needed one of them. So that was nice.
Well, once you're there and shopping, you're like, oh, well, this looks good. I might as well throw that in the cart. And let's throw that in the cart too.
I think this month I literally just ordered 3 flavors, didn't even get to the free shipping part, and just had that shit because that's what I needed. And I just couldn't think of anything else I wanted to put in the cart since I have so many.
Oh my gosh. You just couldn't think of anything else that you wanted.
So you just start
I
going
always
through
have a
and
running list going of things I want.
start going through by flavor house and filling out the whole line.
Well, the thing is also that I'm so picky about what I'll actually vape that I decided to stop being wasteful unless I need it for one of the recipes here on the show. Not buying something I'm literally gonna let sit because I already have like probably 1,000 flavors that I won't mix but maybe once a year.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's awesome. I'm happy for you.
I mean, think about it. Mixing 10 years, that's a lot of flavors, you know?
It is. It is.
I have flavors from 10 years ago that are in, luckily, glass bottles. But I mean, I found a whole container full of my little glass drams. Back in the day, Wizard Lab used to sell their sample sizes, which was like a 1 dram for, I think it was $1.89 or $2.89, something like that. It wasn't as cheap as it is now, but they came in glass, and I found a whole little container full of those.
Wow.
Are they still good?
Yeah, I mean they're in glass. They're in a sealed little
glass.
glass container, so they don't even the flavor can't escape.
Yeah, RTS flavors used to do that too.
Yeah,
Back when they were still a thing.
RTS used to be a little bigger of a dram than
Yeah, I used to get pretty good size.
Yeah.
Pretty good size containers, but
Awesome. Well, before the show, we kind of did a random-ish drawing to see who would go first.
and I got Lumi. Lumi was the first one. So the first one I did, let me scroll back up in my notes here. I did Lumi's Nana
Nice.
Milkshake. So I can also read that recipe off because I actually have it all of them pulled up on
I
my
got
phone
smart to
here.
pull them all up beforehand too. So.
Yep. So it was Banana by VSO at 2.87, Cream Milky Undertone by 1-on-1 at 1.34, Peanut Butter DX by TPA at 0.63, and let's see, Peanut Butter Cookie by Perlium at 2.69, and Liquid Barn Vanilla Ice Cream at 3.47. All right, so I had my notes here on this one was it was a good creamy milkshake base. I thought the recipe could have benefited from a, pardon me, slight touch of malt, like a little bit more maltiness than was in the mix. So something like a TPA malted milk or Flavor West malt or Flavor West like strawberry milkshake base would have given you a little bit of malt without intruding too much on the recipe. The banana came off as a really nice squished banana. VSO's banana is one of the best ones going, I think. So that was a great choice. The DX peanut butter and the peanut butter cookie were, it actually turned out to be a lot smoother than I thought it was going to be. I was a little bit worried that the cookie was going to like over texturize the mix, but it didn't. Actually all came out really nice and smooth. It turned out to be a really nice smooth mix. It was very shake and vapeable, which I always appreciate. Other than that, I mean, there wasn't really anything besides the banana that stood out to me. And like I said, it's VSO's banana, so I kind of figured that was going to be the case. Not a bad vape by any means. For peanut butter banana milkshake, it was a really good take on it. Like I said, the only thing I would have done is I would have gone after maybe a little bit more malt just to kind of round the recipe out a little bit more. But other than that, very, very nice mix.
I don't know what malt tastes like though.
You've never had a malt?
Yeah.
Have you had a Whopper?
Like from Burger King?
The Whopper,
No,
the Whopper
the
candy?
the chocolate.
I think
You
I
had a malt-
might have,
okay.
and that's why I made the face when you said malt because I don't remember liking it. Is that the little ball thingy?
Yeah.
Little chocolate ball.
Yeah, the little chocolate ball with the chocolate malt
Yeah, I
in the
don't
middle
like
of it.
those.
Okay. Makes sense.
But
Then.
maybe I'll try. I'll definitely try it with some. I think I have the malted milk. I'll try it. I'm normally not a fan of that malty kind of.
You just go just a touch of it. I think it would have kind of shaped the banana out a little bit more. But Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. It's a nice, simple shake and vapeable mix. So, like I said, I always appreciate those.
Yep. All right, gonna do mine.
Awesome.
Yeah, Lumi, I did
Nope.
your pumpkin cheesecake. And you did 1.06 TPA cheesecake graham crust, 2.53 VSO pumpkin, 0.44 vanilla pudding Flavora, and 1.78 Yes Sweet cheesecake in Awera. I thought this was really good. It was short, sweet, to the point. The vanilla pudding and the Yes Sweet cheesecake work really well together, even at those lower percentages. They came through because you don't have a hell of a lot else going on, honestly. VSO pumpkin is great. And then that cheesecake graham crust seemed to kind of, there's not a lot of spice notes in it, but it kind of seemed to like spice up the pumpkin a little bit. Give it a little bit of extra that like graham cracker darkiness or whatever. But it was really good. I like this one a lot. I've been vaping on this all week for sure. So.
Oh wow, I have a lot of comments on there that I didn't know about.
I just gave you one. Somebody else.
Did you find it was a shake and vape?
I think I let it sit. I think I mixed them all and I let them sit. I only mixed this a week ago, so I didn't let it sit that long, maybe 3 days or something like that. And I was vaping on it, and it was good. So I'm sure it was, as like with these flavorings, you'd probably have a good vape off of the shake.
Yeah, Yes Sweet cheesecake seems to be like pretty rich right off the bat. You know, you don't need to let it sit that much.
Yeah, it's what I normally go for. Like, I don't really know what my recipes taste like after they've steeped because they're gone within 3 days.
Yeah, I was bringing these with me to work all week. On 15th, so last Sunday, I started bringing them to work with me on Tuesday. So yeah, it was really good. I was very impressed with this. Very good job.
Nice. Good job, Lamy.
Yeah.
All right, and I believe next up was Rin. I did Rin's berry popsicle, which was blueberry juicy ripe at 1/4 by FA, forest fruit by FA at 1/4%, jelly candy by Mullenberry at 1/4%, lime by Flavora at 1/4%, and natural wild strawberry SSA at 1/4%.
Yeah, right.
So this one, the initial mix, it was, the lime did come forward just a little bit, and that was in Rin's notes. And then everything just kind of faded into kind of a like a dark berry with a little bit of floral. And so I had to go back and redo this mix. This is the first one I've had to do that to you, Rin. I did your normal suggestion. I doubled the percentages, and then I was able to get everything. And so I got like after I doubled the percentages to everything up at 1/2, I was able to get it tasted like one of those, like if you went to the grocery store and you bought one of the natural juice type popsicles. I was able to get that. The wild strawberry adds a little bit of floral. Ever since I tried that, there's always kind of a little bit of weirdness, but you use the weirdness really well here. With that flavor, and it complemented what was going on with the darker berries that you did. Great choice in using the lime to kind of boost and push those forward, the berry flavors forward a little bit, make them a little bit more bright. The initial mix, it was a little bit on the weak side for me, but once I doubled the percentages, everything turned out really, really nicely, and I wound up enjoying this one more than I thought I was going to. The only thing I would do is, because it's popsicle, I would add a little bit of coolant. And I forgot to mention that I really like the use of that the Mullenberry jelly candy to kind of add just enough of an artificial note to kind of turn it into like a popsicle type vape. So very enjoyable, and yeah, it only took like 2-3 days for that lime to kind of back itself off and the berries to come forward. So very nicely done. Very nicely done.
Gracias.
Hey, Nada.
I did your banana almond milk.
Wait. I gotta
Oh,
chime in.
okay.
I've been rubbing out on her. She's talking Spanish now. She can talk in full sentences. I've been teaching her, you know.
See.
See, there you go. There's 2 words.
And also a full sentence.
Yeah.
I only
It-
know I only know three phrases in Spanish, but it's all you need to know to get by. That's más cerveza, por favor,
uh-huh.
which is more beer, please. Donde este baño? Where's the bathroom? And solo hablo un poco español. Sorry, I only speak a little Spanish.
That's all you need to get by.
That's all you need. It's all you need.
That's all you need.
Mas tequila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there you go. If you're not cerveza,
Mas
guys.
ron.
do that.
Yep.
Mas ron. You got to remember that one. Mas ron.
Yes.
And if you want to stick to English, mas vodka.
There you go.
Ron for ron, vodka for vodka. All right, carry on.
Am I good?
You got permission.
Right.
Okay. Permission to speak. All right. I did your banana almond milk. And I will admit that I looked at that and said, I have to double these right off the bat. I'll read your recipe off though. You did Wonder Flavors caramel butter at 1/4%, Flavora cream at 0.5%, TPA malted milk at 1/4%, FA milk at 0.5%, SSA ripe banana at 0.5%, Flavor West sucralose at 0.5%. Or no, did you do that at 1%?
I don't add sucralose.
I might have just done that. That might have been me. Cap toasted almond at 0.5%. I had to double everything, and yeah, I added the sucralose. That was me. It's good. Even I think for my taste, I would have liked the banana maybe a little bit higher, but that I like. It's it being a milk, it worked into the recipe very good. It's creamy, milky. There's a light banana note, and then the almond was very present. So it was really good. And like I said, I think the only thing I probably would have changed was maybe a little bit more banana, but that's just my personal preference. So if you like a light banana almond milky vape, this was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Keep vaping on it. I love banana vapes, so this was really good. I did have to double everything.
Yeah, I wanted to keep the banana light to have the almond be able to come through.
And it does for sure. The almond sits above the banana. Just, I mean, it's well balanced. It's just it's a light banana. It's not in your face banana. It's really good. I enjoyed this one a lot. I'm enjoying it right now, actually.
Nice. Sounds like one of those kind of all day vape type things.
Very soft. It's like a banana sweetness, versus being like actual like chunks of banana in your milk or whatever. So that it works for what the recipe is. So yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah, I could vape it all day. Yeah, I definitely could.
Cool.
Bananas are my shit, so I love banana vapes.
Good job, Ryan.
You like the SSA banana?
I do. I like it a lot. I think we were laughing last week or something because of one of mine. I use it at like 2%.
What's it like, the SSA banana?
It's not overly it's not candied by any means. I would say it's very I don't know. It's a good banana.
It's like they said, the Wonder Flavors puree banana, but a little bit more full. It's not as like
bold.
Not as full. Like it's a little thicker because like the puree, since it's meant to be like that puree, it's a little thin.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good to know because that's a good type of banana to have. There's not that many types of bananas. It seems like all the bananas are either like super candied or they're creamy, so
Yeah, like a pudding, most of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And luckily we're getting a bunch of like really good bananas lately. The Wonder Flavors banana puree obviously has been way up there on the list, but like BSO makes it like a really nice squishy banana, and Mullenberry with their soft banana. That was a really good banana. And the SSA,
Nice.
it's very nice.
I will be right back. Kids got my keys.
All All right. So next up is Emily. So Emily, I did your caramel pumpkin cheesecake.
All right.
So the recipe is 4% caramel cinnamon roll by Flavor West, 3% New York cheesecake by Perlium, 3% VSO pumpkin, 0.5% pumpkin spice by Flavora, and Yes Sweet cheesecake at 4%. So that's right. This was extra cheesy. I wound up enjoying this one a lot though. I really enjoyed the Perlium cheesecake. I always forget how good that flavor is until someone reminds me and puts it in the mix. I'm like, son of a bitch,
Yeah.
that's a good one. So really, it has a really almost store-bought cheesecake flavor, but then you mix that with the Yes Sweet cheesecake and you come up with a really rich cheesecake. I enjoyed the use of the cinnamon roll as your crust. That was really nice. I think the cinnamon roll may have over cinnamoned it a bit for me. Yeah, it got a little bit extra cinnamony, but and I always notice that the insides of my lips start like cracking or something with cinnamon if it goes a little bit too hard for me. But I enjoyed the shit out of it, so I just kept going. I didn't care. The caramel with the pumpkin, obviously VSO pumpkin and Flavora pumpkin spice, they're peas and carrots. They're meant to be together. But the caramel added a really nice rich note over the top of it. This one I baked my 30 mil. It was less than 24 hours. I baked my 30 mil sampler that I made of it.
Nice.
Yeah. The only thing I would have done to change your recipe a little bit is I would have snuck a little bit of butterscotch or something in there just to give the caramel a little bit of extra richness.
Yeah.
Other than that, I would not have changed a thing on this. It was extra creamy. It was extra pumpkin-y. The spices, like I said, the cinnamon was a little, just a touch over the top for me, but I really enjoyed what you were doing with using that as the crust. So like I said, I don't think I would have changed anything at all about what you did with the mix, except for adding just a touch of butterscotch. It was a really super tasty mix.
Glad you like it.
Well balanced, super creamy. Yeah. I when I was looking through your recipes, I was like, oh, this has to be the one. This has to be the one. I know she's been up to no good on this recipe, so I went and looked at it.
Ultra unctuousness, you know.
Yeah. It turned out fantastic. Awesome. It was really well done. Thank you.
I almost did that one. I saw it and I was like, ooh. But I ended up going with your candy corn shake instead.
Okay.
Because you did very similar things that I did in mine.
Yeah,
so
well, yeah. That was the one where I in fact I think I told you not to do this one.
You gave it credit. Yeah, you said it.
Because I saw your recipe first and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. And so there was a couple things in there that I kind of took from you.
You did what I wanted to do, which was use the pumpkin candy, but I didn't have it at the time. And I used the VSO pumpkin. And I think the only other difference may have been like I had caramel candy. I don't know. It was very similar in tasting to mine, but
before we go into it, let me just read what the recipe is for the people first. It's I did 1.5% marshmallow candy by Wonder Flavors, 3% O's cookie by One on One, 2% pumpkin candy by Wonder Flavors, 0.5% Capella Super Sweet, 1.5% Vape Train Sweet Cream, and 3% vanilla bean or vanilla ice cream by Liquid Barn.
And it all worked very well together. I like it a lot. It tasted very somewhat reminiscent of mine. Not, it was very different at the same time, different percentages and stuff, and a couple different flavors. But other than pumpkin, I like that candy corn flavoring in here. Worked well. I haven't tried it in anything else yet. I just got it, but it was like the marshmallows even kind of sticking out with the sweet cream and the vanilla ice cream, and just all blended together and this really delicious. It's not like it's like it all got blended together, the cookies and little bits of candy corn in there, and thick vanilla milkshake. I really enjoyed it. It was very good.
Awesome. I'm glad you liked it, and I'm sorry for copying off of you.
No, it's fine. No,
I'm
seriously,
like,
flattered.
and, you know, I normally don't look at. I don't know what possessed me this week. I normally don't look at user recipes until like right before the show, because you know something will get stuck in my head and it'll influence how I make the mix. So I don't look, but I don't know what possessed me. I'm like, oh, let's see what Sam did. And then I saw like he used one-on-one dough cookie and something else. I'm like, oh, what a good idea. I'm like, damn it, now I can't get it out of my head. Now I can't use it because I saw it, but I can't not use it because I saw it.
Just give them credit on the show. It's good. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
seriously, flattered. Yeah, no, it was really good. I liked it a lot. It was definitely a Halloween candy milkshake for sure.
Yeah, I like the very like thick and vanilla-y and sweet, and you know that pumpkin candy is pretty authentic, where it's got like a different kind of sweetness that really sells the authenticity of candy corn. You know, like it's got like a waxy kind of sweetness to it.
And I love candy corn and candy pumpkins. A lot of people don't, but I love
Yeah,
them. So
me too,
I
man.
like this a lot.
Me too.
2 thumbs
Awesome.
up from
I'm glad
me.
you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Halfway through my bottles. Halfway through all your bottles.
All right. Last but not least, we've got Jen.
Not at all.
I did the Romancing the Rind. With a title like that, I couldn't stay away from it. So
Couldn't stay away from it.
yep, that was 1% chocolate Deutsch by Flavora, 0.5% of cream fresh by Flavor Art, 1.5% glamour chocolate by Mullenberry, 2% malted milk by TPA, 3% orange cream bar by TPA, 0.5% of super sweet, and 2% of sweet cream. And this one was supposed to be, it says here you were doing an old-fashioned type orange fountain milkshake.
Yeah.
That's what you were going for. Okay, so the chocolate came through really hard on this. And I was that's kind of what I was curious about, because you said you were doing kind of the orange cream milkshake.
No, it's a chocolate with orange in it. So if you take chocolate ice cream and you blend it and then you take orange, so kind of like those when you take a bite out of a chocolate that has the orange filling in the middle. Well, that idea, but in a milkshake.
Yeah, and I certainly got the chocolate with the orange filling, but the coconut did sneak through a bit on this. It did make it. Yeah, it did. Yeah, I was able to pick the coconut up fairly.
I don't pick up
easily.
coconut that much because I vape it all the time.
But yeah, it actually worked really well with what was going on with that darker chocolate with the chocolate Deutsch. Even with the glamour chocolate, it still came across as a darker chocolate, which I really enjoyed with the orange. And you did get a really nice orange filling, and that was one of the secrets I said I might steal is that came across as a really nice chocolate with the orange filling. So I might do something with like a Hankson's Australian chocolate instead of the chocolate Deutsch to get that dark chocolate, and then try that with the orange cream bar and see if that comes across better, because that's always
been come out more like a candy that way. I was still trying to get that cream in there. It was hard because Romancing the Rind, it to me was, if you think about it, the chocolate covered orange, in the center, but I wanted it to be creamy and not, but I wanted it to be like an authentic chocolate chunky ice cream that went in the blender with some malted milk in there, and then the orange, it would have been like an orange glaze type thing that was in the middle, kind of like a candy, but turned into a milkshake.
Yeah, it was. It turned out you got. like I said, I think you nailed pretty much everything you were going for on this recipe. It was an excellent mix. Like I said, the coconut made its way through to me, but it was. I love doing your old school milkshake bases. As the cream fresh, the malted milk, and just working the wizardry from back in the day. It makes me think back. I'm mixing like 4 or 5 years ago. The only things we had were like malted milk and cream fresh, and trying to make everything work into a milkshake base. And you did an excellent job here. It came across extra creamy, nice rich chocolate, Really nice sweet orange type blend in there. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. And like I said, even though I was picking the coconut up, the coconut worked with the darker chocolate and that nice sweet orange kind of balanced it out. And as much as Rin hates the word, the mix came across really moist because of that because of the coconut that was in there, which was nice. Based on just my experience with those old school milkshake bases, they don't necessarily come across that way. They'll come across creamy and give you a decent mouthfeel, but they don't come across as like really with a lot of moisture in the vape. And so with that chocolate Deutsche, it really did come across quite nicely, and it helped with those chocolates. So I enjoyed that one a lot too. I enjoyed the run a lot too. So thank you for that.
I'm glad that you enjoyed it, because chocolate and orange is really hard to
really hard to do. So that's why I appreciated that one. So
they're my mom's favorite chocolates.
They are mine too, but mixing them is difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine. I gotta try that one. I ended up doing your freeze pop.
Oh yeah? I really enjoyed that one myself.
Yeah, we did 3%, 10% Flavor West menthol, 2% FA raspberry, 1% Vape Train Fizzy Sherbs, 4% Flavor West razzleberry. Do you have sweetener? Yeah, 5% or half a percent. 5%. God damn it, 0.5% Flavor West sucralose. I did make a sub. I don't have the Flavor West menthol, so I subbed WS23 at 1%. And that's still, I should have gone a little bit lower on it for myself personally. But you get the raspberry comes through the cold, which is, I think, from watching the episode, what you were wanting it to do. You wanted it to be really cold, but you wanted it still to have a ton of flavor.
Right, but it's okay to use WS23, but the reason I use menthol is because it has a certain mint note to it that blended well with it, which you'll be missing with the WS23. However, it's still a pretty good mix with WS23. I did it with WS23 myself, also at 0.5%. So you did go over quite a bit at 1%.
Should have messaged you about that.
Yeah.
But it's very cold, but that's my doing. But yeah, it was a very good candied bright raspberry, which is, three flavoring ingredients, raspberry and fizzy sherbet.
I was trying to break my own rules by only using 3 flavors.
That's why I vaped it or mixed it, because I was like, I gotta mix the non-verified EJuiceFairy mix. And it's very sweet.
I would have picked it too for the same reason. Like, let's see, she's awesome at verified
What has she been up to?
Let's see how good she is at simple recipes.
Well, with menthol, that's the only time I can do simple recipes is for menthol, because it doesn't take a lot to get a menthol mix good.
No,
you don't want it overpowered.
It's been a great palate cleanser for the rest of this stuff, and during the summertime, I vape the shit out of this all day, every day, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm a weirdo. In the winter, I do like the cold, because I feel like but it's not cold here yet. But when it's cold outside, breathing in the cold air, I like to vape in cold too.
I kind of get where your head's at, Jennifer, because we did mints or peppermint, was it last week or the week before, unnoted, and I really enjoyed vaping something cold when it was cold outside. So I get it. There's something.
It's more outside than it is inside. It's more of an outside vape when it's cold than it is an inside vape. It just feels good in the throat.
Yeah.
Kind of blends. You're not fighting the cold.
Yeah.
I like the catch to that of just staying inside and warm and vaping warm.
Amen. I'm right there. That's me.
You see Lumi curled up next to a fire vaping like a warm gingerbread cinnamon vape.
Dude, I'm already like covering myself with blankets because I'm just
and here I am in a tank top.
You weren't.
Nobody else knows. So guys, just so the audience knows, before the show started, the guys were like, "Oh, you're too dressed," because I was wearing a sweater. And all of a sudden, I grabbed my shirt and took it off, and they were like, "Oh, she's wearing something under there."
What do you mean, guys? I think the one guy that did it.
Jimmy.
I'm pretty sure this is all on friction.
It was all
Yep.
for not like we're complaining, but
They just can't take credit,
They can't.
but they're glad something was said.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Man, we've gone through this show really fast. We are
oh, yes.
one person shy of having, the extra 15-20 minutes we'd have talking about our recipes. I'm glad that you guys mixed the ones that you guys mixed, because both of you guys, for mine anyhow, expanded what you guys, even you, Sam, mixed one that you wouldn't have normally have mixed, only because it was 3 ingredients. But Fresh did my orange chocolate. I was kind of scared of that when he said it, so I was like, holy crap, he did my orange chocolate.
Uh-oh.
The one that I fought with for a week.
You could tell there was a lot of work that went into it. So yeah, I was
almost trashed
really
it and went
pleased
with
with it.
something else. I was like, oh, this is difficult.
Yeah. Turned out lovely. You should be proud of that one.
Yeah, I think this was overall a pretty solid cycle, or a month of recipes. I think everybody did a great job.
Yeah, I think so too.
I concur.
Yeah, no, I was impressed every week, this week, month.
Like I said, I picked up a couple secrets. I was like, ooh, wait a minute, I'm totally gonna use that.
Well, also think about it. That chocolate and that orange. The orange does what that little bit of sour does to chocolate already in it, but it also adds some sweetness to it. You know what I mean? So, I was just trying to balance that without having, because when I make chocolates, I like to use Sour Wizard, and it was not necessary with the orange. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I never would have thought of trying the orange cream as the filler.
Well, I'm sensitive to citruses, and they all give me throat hits. So unless I already have something that's already creamy, I wouldn't have been. Maybe the chocolate would have still muted it down, but I have a hard time because all I taste is the bitter notes in citruses. So for something not to have bitter notes, I have to pretty much drown it, which is also probably another reason why the chocolate was probably so heavy, is because for me to kill that bitter note, I pretty much have to drown it. And if I'm using chocolate, I'm going to drown it in chocolate.
Yeah. So yeah, there's like the new SSA baked orange. Like that one might work as the orange in the chocolate. But other than that, I really haven't run across one that's been as well done as what you did. So
well, thank you. And I haven't tried the baked orange. That's a good idea. I'll try that one.
Yeah.
I'll try that one standalone just to see what it's like.
Yeah, it's a fairly interesting flavor. It's definitely
so far I'm pretty impressed with all the SSAs.
Yeah. I've been super impressed with them so far.
Super impressed. Yeah. They're not. What do you recommend? I'm like, all of them. Just fucking get them.
Just get whichever one you think sounds good to you. Yeah. The only thing I'll say is, because I'm sensitive to sweetener, I do find them to be a little sweet, on the sweet side.
They're definitely on the sweet side. But yeah, there's been so many that I've enjoyed, like that lemon cheesecake of theirs. That lemon cheesecake. Once people catch on to that thing, that one's gonna go like wildfire.
Yeah, I used that in last month's recipes, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good standalone, right by itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's actually that's the one thing about SSA is there's not all that many standalone flavors, but they work really well backing a lot of things up. So
I agree. I don't know. But I do MTL sometimes. So in my MTLs, I've been able to use a lot of them as standalones.
Huh.
Cool.
And they even hold up with steep, because when you do an MTL, I only do like 10 mils whenever I do MTLs like this.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of these testers right here, and these are all SSAs in front of me. And it takes a while when you MTL, because it takes me 2-3 weeks to go through a 10 mil, because I only use that every once in a while, like when I'm out and about,
Yeah.
Or at night when my husband's watching TV and I'm trying to vape quietly, then I'll use an MTL right there so that he can not complain about the dragon next to him while he's trying to sleep. You know, the Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Well, we got awkward silence. What's up with that?
I think that's a good point to wrap it up and call it a show, guys. Yeah, Sam and Fresh, thank you so much for coming on and telling us your thoughts.
As
Anytime.
always.
Anytime.
Always a pleasure.
Always is.
Good. So next week's profile picture is I picked it. Who did? Let's see. I forget who submitted this.
I think it was Jarvis, wasn't it?
No, Jen. I think it was Jennifer Winstead
Oh,
Probably.
submitted this, but it looks like it's like a mint. I thought, you know, a little speaking of mints and how I talked about how I enjoyed vaping something refreshing when it's cold. I decided to go with a minty kind of chocolate chip ice cream.
And I'm so glad that you did because I'm in the mood for that. So that's
And we
Oh,
just got
I'm
off doing
excited.
peppermint noted, and so like I was already in that mindset of peppermints, and so I'm like, yeah, let's just keep this mint train rolling. So that's what we're doing next week. And everyone who came and is watching Vlad, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you like us and like what we do and you want to support us in a fun, tasty way, head on over to Flavored Jungle and check out our one shots. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much to our sponsors, Flavora and Bull City. You guys rock. We really appreciate that. And Wayne, thank you so much for having us on your podcast network so more people can access us. Everyone have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.